What if we told you that food, something most of us take for granted, is at the heart of some of the most urgent global issues of our time? From conflict zones to climate change, from economic inflation to political instability, one issue connects them all: food security. But what does food security really mean? Why does it matter? And how does it affect you, wherever you live in the world? In this video, we'll explore the concept of food security, what it is, why it's under threat, and what can be done to protect it. Let's begin with the basics. The term food security refers to a situation in which all people, at all times, have physical, social, and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food that meets the dietary needs and food preferences for an active and healthy life. This definition, provided by the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, of the United Nations, reflects four key pillars. 1. Availability: is there enough food being produced and supplied? 2. Access: can people afford or reach that food? 3. Utilization: is the food nutritious and culturally appropriate? 4. Stability: are these conditions consistent over time, or are they fragile and easily disrupted? Together, these pillars form the foundation of food security. If any one of them breaks down, people face hunger, malnutrition, and vulnerability. The concern about food security is not new. In fact, human civilization has always been shaped by its access to food. From ancient empires that collapsed after crop failures, to modern political revolutions triggered by bread shortages, food has always been power. In the 20th century, food security became a formal policy issue, especially after World War II. The Green Revolution of the 1950s and 60s introduced new technologies, hybrid crops, fertilizers, and irrigation systems, dramatically increasing food production, especially in Asia and Latin America. But while the Green Revolution fed millions, it also brought unintended consequences: environmental degradation, overuse of water, and inequality among smallholder farmers. By the 1970s and 80s, international institutions began focusing more broadly on access to food, not just production. Famines in Ethiopia, Sudan, and elsewhere reminded the world that food shortages were often political, not just agricultural. In recent years, food security has become even more complex, shaped by climate change, pandemics, wars, trade policies, and global economic shifts. So, what's the current state of global food security? According to the FAO's 2024 State of Food Security and Nutrition Report, an estimated 735 million people worldwide faced chronic hunger, a significant increase from pre-pandemic levels. Meanwhile, over 2.4 billion people lacked regular access to safe and nutritious food, even if they weren't technically hungry every day. The biggest drivers of food insecurity today include climate change. Droughts, floods, heat waves, and shifting weather patterns devastate crops and disrupt growing seasons. Armed conflict, from Ukraine to Sudan to Yemen, war and political instability destroy food supply chains and displace farmers. Economic inequality: even in countries with abundant food, millions cannot afford to eat well. Rising food prices outpace wages, and inflation hits the poorest hardest. Global pandemics: COVID-19 disrupted food supply chains, forced closures of local markets, and increased poverty, all contributing to spikes in food insecurity. Trade disruptions: export bans, shipping delays, and fertilizer shortages, often geopolitical, limit the movement of food and essential agricultural inputs. Food insecurity is no longer a problem of the so-called developing world only. Even high-income countries like the US, the UK, and Germany are facing rising food bank usage and child malnutrition. Let's break it down further. There are different types of food insecurity, depending on intensity and duration. 1. Chronic food insecurity: long-term inability to access sufficient food. This is often due to poverty, poor infrastructure, or weak agricultural systems. 2. Acute food insecurity: a sudden drop in access to food, often triggered by a crisis, like war, natural disaster, or economic collapse. The 2023 war in Gaza and the 2022 invasion of Ukraine are recent examples. 3. Seasonal food insecurity, common in rural areas where food is abundant during harvest and scarce in lean seasons. Smallholder farmers often live through this yearly cycle. 4. Hidden hunger, a form of micronutrient deficiency. People may consume enough calories, but lack essential vitamins and minerals, leading to stunted growth, fatigue, poor immunity, and cognitive issues. Understanding these distinctions helps design better policies. One-size-fits-all solutions don't work. Who suffers the most from food insecurity? The answer is not just the poor, it's more nuanced. Women and girls. In many cultures, women eat last and least. They face greater malnutrition, especially during pregnancy and breastfeeding. Children under 5, the first 1,000 days of life are crucial. Malnutrition during this period causes irreversible physical and cognitive damage. Smallholder farmers. Ironically, the people who grow our food are often among the hungriest, due to low prices, land insecurity, and lack of support. Urban poor. As cities grow, urban slums become hotspots for food insecurity, where access to healthy food is limited and expensive. Refugees and displaced people. Millions are caught in crisis zones, where food aid is their only lifeline. Indigenous populations, often marginalized and cut off from traditional lands, they face both cultural and nutritional displacement. You might also hear another term, food sovereignty. While food security focuses on access, food sovereignty goes further. It emphasizes the right of people to define their own food systems, including what they grow, how they grow it, and how it is distributed. This idea, promoted by movements like La Via Campesina, challenges global agribusiness and promotes local control, ecological farming, and protection of traditional food cultures. Food sovereignty pushes us to ask, who controls the land? Who controls the seeds? Who decides what food is available, and to whom? It's a political as well as agricultural question. So what's next? What can we do? There's no silver bullet, but many solutions exist, both local and global. 1. Sustainable agriculture. Regenerative farming, agroecology, and vertical farming can protect the soil, use less water, and reduce emissions. 2. Reducing food waste. Over 30% of all food produced is wasted. Cutting this waste could feed billions. 3. Local food systems. Supporting small farmers, cooperatives, farmers markets, and community-supported agriculture, CSA, strengthens local resilience. 4. Technology and innovation. Precision farming, satellite imaging, AI-powered supply chains, and drought-resistant seeds can transform food production. 5. Nutrition education. Promoting healthy diets, school meal programs, and maternal nutrition are low-cost, high-impact investments. 6. Better trade and policy coordination. Governments must resist export bans, hoarding, and protectionism during crises. 7. Climate adaptation. Crop diversification, irrigation innovation, and early warning systems help farmers survive extreme weather. 8. Social protection programs. Cash transfers, food vouchers, and child nutrition programs prevent the poorest from falling deeper into hunger. Food security is also about power and equity. It requires global solidarity and local empowerment. It is not just about growing more food, it's about growing it right, sharing it fairly, and protecting the ecosystems that support it. Food is not just fuel. It's culture. It's identity. It's dignity. In a world of abundance, hunger should not exist. Yet it does, because of the systems we've built. The challenge of food security is one of the defining issues of our time. But it is also an opportunity to rethink agriculture, economics, technology, and community. Whether you're a policymaker, a farmer, a consumer, or just someone who eats, you have a role to play. Because when food is secure, communities thrive. And when food is threatened, everything is at risk. So ask yourself, how secure is your food? If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And in the comments, tell us, what does food security mean to you? Copyright Sestante Capital LLC 2025.